The opportunities are there. You just need to seize them. You're listening to episode number 89 of the Surging Forward podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Surging Forward broadcast, where we're helping you to have a positive view in a negative world. My name is David Valentine, and I'm here to help you see the value in the job you do and how you can keep surging forward. Well, hello again, and welcome to the Surging Forward podcast. I'm your host, Dave Valentine, and we're here for another fantastic, encouraging week. I've got a lot of things I want to talk about today, and I think I was trying to figure out a topic for this week, and it's been one of those long weeks. I've been really busy doing a lot of teaching and courses, and of course, getting ready for graduation for my apprentices, which happens actually in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Kind of amazing. Another time coming to an end. And we also have another competition coming up this week. Ideal's going to be putting on Ideal Tools. They're going to be putting on a competition for a lot of my students. So that's going to be pretty exciting. But for those of you out there listening to this week's podcast, I just want to spend some time talking about some fantastic, encouraging opportunities that you have out there. I get a lot of emails about, just complaints about how tough it is to succeed in the field. Or I even get some emails about guys, that have actually challenged me and say, wow, how can you encourage people to be in the field? This field sucks. Well, it is what you make it, my friends. And here's the crux of the system. You can succeed in the trades based on the choices that you make. And so there are so many fantastic things that, there's many of us that have gone on before and we have succeeded and moved up the ladder and done very well. No, we're not millionaires. No, we're not on the national headline news of saying, oh, hey, there's Dave Valentine up there in the broad light. You know what? I don't even want to be on the news. I mean, you see all the crap that's going on with our president nowadays. I mean, my God, you really want to be that much on the news? You want to be our Kardashian or something? Seriously. Come on. You really want that kind of lifestyle? People chasing you around like a paparazzi? That's not what it's about, my friends. The thing is, you have to make the choice of what you want to do to be successful. Becoming successful is not always about the great money and the great things it is. It's able to provide a great living for your family. It's making a difference. You hear me talk about all the time with leadership. Leadership is not the guy who has the big power. Being a leader is not someone that says, okay, I'm the boss, so now you're going to do what I do. I've always taught, whenever I teach my leadership classes, one of the biggest things I say to them, I ask them, do you think you deserve the respect because you're in a position? Over half of them always say yes. The other half, basically, they have nothing to say because they're not sure. And ironically enough, most of these people in the leadership position think that they deserve a certain amount of respect. But I'm here to tell you, as a leader, you don't deserve any respect. Oh yeah, there's a lot of leaders up there, I'm sure, going, oh my God, what are you telling me? I got a title here. That title doesn't mean anything. Your respect is earned. See, the definition of a leader is servitude. You are there to make others look good. You are there to bring others up. So that's why in this episode, I want to be talking about some great opportunities that's coming out, and some of them have already come out. Some of the things that even Surging Forward's offered. I have a great friend of mine, Paul Abernathy, who it's a fantastic program. We've been searching for years in this industry What is that next level that we can go to as far as electricians go? Because so many people think they've arrived just because they have a master's, and they think that they're the best of the best, and they walk around, a lot of them walk around belittling other people. And let's just face it, my friends, you've heard me talk many a times. That's just wrong. None of us are better than anybody else in this trade. There's plenty of room. Most of those that you all run into who are just belittling you constantly and don't want to teach you anything, well, let me give you a little insight. Most of those people are very insecure in their position, and they're afraid you're going to take their job. Well, I had an old mentor tell me a long time ago, my job was to train them to take my job so that I can move to the next level. In other words, seize the opportunity. You see, I can never move to the next level unless I get somebody to replace me. I could never be where I'm at today unless I had other people move into my place. And the thing is, whether you have that negative attitude or the positive attitude, it doesn't matter. If you think you're the best of the best, when you leave, somebody else is going to replace you anyway, whether you think they can or not. You see, the world keeps on turning, whether you really think it needs to or not. So what you need to do is get that mindset of, what is the opportunity for me? How can I succeed? What can I do to succeed better in the field? So, again, that's what we're going to be talking about. There's a lot of opportunities you have, especially in today's technology age. And one of the things you have, of course, you have the website, Surging Forward. I have multiple classes on there that you can take that are not just CEUs and required classes. They're pretty much for every state in the United States that require a CEU. Not all states require them. But we have the training that's there for you to keep your license up to date. We also have the prep classes that's there for you to take that license. Why haven't you taken your master's license? How long have you had your journeyman's license? Those of you that are in the electrical, and yeah, I know I'm talking to electricians mostly today, but it's not just electricians. All of you out there who are HVAC that listen to this, or carpenters, or plumbers, or whatever trade you happen to be in, or whatever career you happen to be in. There's other programs that you need to find out about in your particular trade, or niche, or career, or wherever you're at. I guarantee you, every company has a program. Even the company I work for, the engineering firm that I'm with, they have what they call a mentoring program, where you can hook up with somebody to help you go to that next level. So it's up to you to seize that opportunity. It's up to you to take advantage of what's out there, because there's only a few people like myself and Paul, Kent Crook, person I talked to a couple weeks ago, some of the great things. There's only a few of us out there that are going to be willing to share that knowledge. Because again, a lot of people are afraid, but that is my goal, is to create the leaders who are willing to share that knowledge and put it out there. Because success, there's plenty of room for success. I'm talking about the trades right now. There's so many openings right now for qualified electricians, plumbers, HVAC, whatever the case may be. So now is the time for you to step up. And, I don't want to make this a leadership training course, because I do teach leadership, and I'm not trying to, motivate you to go down a leadership path if that's not what you want. But you need to find out what you want to do to be successful in a career. Now, one of the things I want to talk about today is a program that Paul Abernathy is launching, and it's something that's long overdue in our field. You see, we have a lot of things out there. You have CMP, Construction Management, Project Management Certification. You have PMI, Project Managing Institute. You see all these names out there of in LinkedIn or places like all these little symbols after the name. And these are people who can put these after their name because they've been through a strenuous certification and an accepted program. And so it gives you that credential of who you are. Now, one thing that we've lacked in the trades, it's just like you don't see me put after my name. Okay, Dave Ballantyne, Master Electrician. All right, what does that mean in the whole scheme of things? A lot of states don't even have a master's card. They simply have a electrician's card, or they have a journeyman's card. Other states have a contractor's card. There's not a nationwide certification that we have. So, there's nothing out there really for the trades. Whereas, I could say, okay, I'm a project manager. People say, well, how are you a project manager? Well, I have a PMP. Okay. So they say, oh, wow, yeah, we're familiar with a PMP. So Paul Abernathy, he has gotten together and he has a board and he has done a lot of this and gone through the research. And this program is the Certified Master Electrical Code Professional. In other words, it's going to be a CMECP. And that's a certification that is going to become recognized. It's at the beginning stages right now. And so it will be an overall certification where people can see what's involved. It's almost like getting a seal of approval. And it's standard. It's just like with the Inspectors Association or special licenses you can get to be an inspector and say, okay, I have this certification. And, does it mean something for nationwide? Nobody can get your foot in the door on quite a few things. You just never know how that's going to come to pass. So what a certification does, it provides a formal process to be able to evaluate and identify individuals that have met a recognized standard. And so that's what he's put together with this Certified Master Electrical Code Professional Program. So I'm really excited to be involved with this. Paul had approached me about this, about getting involved. One more thing to add to my exciting schedule. Hey, it's about surging forward. If you're not surging forward and staying busy in what you love, then what's the use? Again, it's a constant going to that next level. And so it's like I was so excited when I heard about this because there is no real standard in the industry that people can look at to say, okay, what skills have you had with the exception of your license or whatever the case may be. So this gives that next level of education, experience. Oh yeah, and there's an exam. You have to know your skills. There's even a peer review from the advisory board. So yeah, you actually have to answer questions from just a group of 5 peers that with the wonderful age of internet now, we don't have to just meet with you in person. It's not like you got to fly out somewhere and meet with 5 people. You could do it right online on the internet now. So that's exciting. And so these are the opportunities that are coming in place out there. So what this is going to evolve, okay, is it was founded by the Electrical Code Academy, which is Texas Corporation, which is part of what Paul Abernathy, he owns, okay? And it's going to give that second level of professionalism and code of ethics for a master electrical code professional. So the overall goals is to help us advance to a level of knowledge, training, and commitment to the understanding, development, interpretation, and implementation of the National Electrical Code. Now, the National Electrical Code, and for those of you that are electricians out there listening to this, you do know that there's a lot of people that argue about the National Electrical Code. I get a lot of flack a lot of times when I do my code update classes of that's unnecessary in the code, or we shouldn't be doing that in the code. And a lot of it boils down to money. And it's like, really? Well, you have to understand what the code is set up for. You have to go back in the beginning of the code, way back in Article 90.1, and that gives the whole setup of what the code's about. The National Electrical Code is dedicated professionals who get together and write it. It's a safety document for the protection of people and equipment. So they don't have a whole lot of stupid stuff in the code. They don't tell you how to put together. It's not an instruction manual. It's strictly for saving lives. And I'm going to tell you, my friends, I've been in the electrical industry for a long time, and there's a lot of things that are done wrong. And I'm not saying everybody's got to be perfect. But safety, electricity is one of those things you don't want to mess around with. We need more and more skilled electricians because the technology is getting more and more complicated. So this is really a certification level that's going to take you to that next level and give you a reputation that's going to say, hey, this is what you want to do. So if you want to find out more about this, I would suggest you go to www.masterthenec.com. That's the Electrical Academy's website, and he's going to give you all the information about the certification, and he's got a seal set up and the whole deal. So it's a new fantastic thing coming out for just right in time for the summer, getting things ready. And like I said, some of you may have noticed that I've been on Facebook for a while. I haven't been on LinkedIn or Facebook as much. And yes, I have been really on the road a lot, running around. I haven't even had time to do a lot of the FaceTime stuff I've been wanting to do. And definitely haven't had time to sit in my office and keep up with the things. I got to thank my wonderful wife, as she does a lot of the behind the scenes for me with the Surging Forward. We've been growing, a lot of things going on. And I want to thank all of you that share this program. Without you, I wouldn't be able to keep you surging forward. And I want to thank you for that. So that, seizing the opportunity and doing things to help others succeed, that's what's going to help you succeed. And so I've worked real hard to create a lot of these things for you. And I want to thank you for all the comments that have come in. So like I say, I haven't had time to get out and do all the stuff that I usually do on Facebook and different things like that. So forgive me for that. I have been out teaching a lot of classes. I've been doing a lot of leadership. That's really kind of where it's gearing to. I'm finding out that so many people want to move to that next level and they get thrust into that position. And what happens, they have no idea how to lead. Now, there's some people out there that I know that are really, really good in the code, and they're really, really good electricians or plumbers and good HVAC technicians. They can fix everything on a dime. They're just excellent with what they know. And then they get thrust into a superintendent position, and it's like their whole world just collapses and collides. They can't manage time. They don't know what's going on. People ask me, they say, wow, how do you manage all your time? No, I'm not a miracle worker, my friends. It's all about understanding your priorities, which is what I talked about last week, setting your priorities. But it's about understanding leadership. And that's part of what this CMECP is going to do. It's going to give you a certification level of, okay, there's a lot of work to be done. So you have to learn how to set priorities. You learn how to put time aside for training. Some of the leadership courses that I'm putting out right now, I've been, like I say, teaching quite a few of those. It's helping you understand how to deal with people. So I guess what I'm going to have to do, I might be changing tracks. As a matter of fact, trying to get some of these courses out to the public to help you grow and succeed. Because so many times, there's an episode I did way back when. I can't remember the episode name, but it was way back in the beginning. I think it's less than episode 10. And it was about being thrown to the wolves. And I still remember that episode. If you want to look it up, just go to the Surging Forward podcast website. Or best of all, go to the Surging Forward on Google Play. Just search Surging Forward. You get the app, man. Hey, we got an app now for that. I am so proud of that. That is so exciting. And so it's an easy way for you to have people share. Hey, here, you want to listen to this great podcast about leadership and succeeding in the trades? And create a positive view in this crazy negative world. There is hope. There's things that you can do to become successful. Just get this app. With that app, you can go back and listen to any episode as many times as you want, anytime, anywhere, right from your phone. Pretty exciting. We did a lot of work on that. And so it's free. You see, not everything has to cost money. Now, the Certified Master Electrical Code Professional, that's going to cost a little bit. Just like some of the CEU courses cost. But, everything doesn't have to cost money. You might not be in a position to pay right now. Hey, we understand that. But that should never keep you from surging forward and going to that next level. My friends, don't ever let money stop you. So many people have succeeded and gone from nothing to being very, very successful. I mean, I've given my story off and on, and a lot of time when I do my lectures in front of classrooms, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to portray over the audio here real quick. Sometimes, but when I do my classroom setting, a lot of times I share my own story. That's my testimony of where I came from. And my friends, I came from nothing. Okay, I fixed cars to graduate from high school, man. I mean, really. But I worked hard. Okay, and when I say I fixed cars to graduate from high school, that's how I passed my English class. I fixed my English teacher's car, so I got a passing grade. That's no joke. I still remember going up to get my high school diploma and standing up there, and the principal looked at me. We were at Moray High School. I'll never forget, old Mr. Baker, he looked up at me and he says, I don't know how you got this. I don't know how you passed, but I'm going to make sure it's written egg. Well, I took that and took off and left and went off in the Navy. So I was like, okay, I got it. I'm done. Move on. Right? I just took it and ran. But I always had another goal. I always want, one of the things I always had, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I still am an entrepreneur. And I found that the trades were the best way to get me there. I've had a lot of ups and downs in life. No, I'm not a millionaire. No, I never became a millionaire. Have I been successful? Yes. Have I failed? Absolutely. But that's life. And that's where we learn from my failures. That's where we listen to the podcast here. That's where we read books and we find out. So many out there. And this is what I want to portray. And this is why I would really be honored if you would share this podcast. Because here's the thing. Leadership is not something that is not attainable. Just because you feel like, okay, I can't be a leader because nobody knows me. That's not true. You see, leaders they're not born. It's not like some fancy thing. And it's not like you're born George Washington or you're born Lewis and Clark or you're born, President Trump. Okay? You're not born. It's okay. He was born in a rich family, but he had to work. There's things you need to apply in life. I'll give you a classic example. And you've probably heard me quote this one before. I was listening to one of John Maxwell's podcasts, actually, and one of his audio books. I have a lot of his tapes that I still listen to. Yeah, I said tapes. They're cassette tapes. Yeah, I know. Some of you guys might not know what that is. Send me an email. I'll tell you what a cassette tape is. It's one step above the great big huge CDs they used to have back in the 70s. They played a bunch of songs all at one time, but you had to play it at a 72 speed. Just kidding. They're not CDs. Those were records. But, I still listen to some of those little tapes, and I can still remember John Maxwell, and you can look him up. Another great, great motivational speaker. And I still listen to that. He's always been a great mentor to me, and I've never met the guy. Now, one of my good friends, Raj, has met him, and, I keep saying I'm going to go to one of his seminars. So my friend Raj Gwendo, he's also got a great book out right now, and so, looking forward to getting back with him and having him on the podcast. But what John Maxwell said, he had a guy come up to him. It was really great. He had done a great lecture and a great motivation speaker, and the guy went up to him afterwards and told him, he said, one of these days, when I become a leader, I'm going to buy one of your books. Well, John kind of raised an eyebrow and looked at him and said, well, why don't you buy one of the books so you can become a leader? You see, people have to wait. They feel like they have to wait till they get in that position. My friends, I'm telling you, don't wait to get in that position. Seize the opportunity. Think about if you're just going to wait, when that opportunity comes in place, you're never going to know it's an opportunity because you have no idea what's going on. Always keep preparing yourself. Be ready for tomorrow. You see, I don't quit. I've had a lot of bad crap happen in my life, and I don't dwell on it. And I share the bad crap that's happened in my life piece by piece throughout. But the reason you don't hear my whole little sob story of my life, because I don't dwell on it. Because life's going to give you a spoonful of crap. That's just life. And the thing is, you're going to have friends around you that are going to be jealous of your success. Well, so be it. All right? You need to seize the opportunity for your career of where you want to go. What do you want to do? What is it that you want to do? You don't have to run your own business. Maybe you're sick and tired of working in the trenches. Maybe you want to be able to go wire up a switchgear. You want to be able to frame that side of the building. Or, hey, you want to run the bigger pipe. You're tired of doing this little pipe. Whatever the case may be, figure out what you need to do to go to that next level and do it. You see, a lot of us today, we're expecting somebody to do it for us. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of information out there, like me and Paul and Raj and Kent Crook and John Maxwell. There's so many people out there that are sharing their information. So the information's out there, especially in today's great media world, this podcast. And so really all you have to do to become successful is to help somebody else by sharing this podcast. And if somebody else says, wow, you listen to these? And you go, well, yeah, and it helped me a little bit. And some of the other podcasts, you share those. And they go, wow. So then you help that person. And that person goes, wow. And then he shares the podcast. So that's what it's about. And then all of a sudden, it's not me, and it's not Paul, and it's not John Maxwell as the authority. You may have never met any one of us, and you may never meet one of us. But guess who becomes the motivator? You do. And that person respects you. Now you're slowly moving into that level of influence. And now guess who's becoming the leader? Then do you have to ask for the respect? No. You already have their respect. You see, if you have to ask for respect or tell somebody to respect you, you probably don't deserve it. If you're offended by that statement, well, that's why you probably don't have their respect, my friends. All right? It's just point blank. I can't ask anybody to respect me. I'm an instructor. I'm an inspector. I can give you all my fancy titles, but you know what? You know how many times I've had people tell me to go jump in a lake? Multiple times. Doesn't bother me, because what they feel about me does not affect my life. I still do my report. I still do my job. I don't offer vengeance. I don't do things out of vendettas. And I just say it like it is. And if they chew me up from one end to the other and their job looks fine, guess what? I still pass it. And you know what they do? I turn around kind of shocked and go, why did you pass my job? I just treated you like crap. And I just tell them, sorry about that. I just had my messaging come on real quick. But I just tell them, how you treated me has nothing to do with how I do my job. That's part of being a good leader and learning respect. Now, what have I done? I just gained the respect of that person. So how you treat other people is how you get respect. So seize the opportunity, my friends. That's part of all this podcast was about this time, just showing you some of the opportunities that are out there. It's exciting. A lot of great things coming along with Surging Forward. Check out the links on the Surging Forward page. I'll put a bunch of these links on there talking about the Electric Academy, the certification, the Certified Master Electrical Code Professional, CMECP. I'll be talking about that. Also, too, with Kent Crook stuff, I'll put his website back on there again for KC Rhino. Exciting times. I'll even see if I can find the website for John Maxwell. He has a word of the day that he puts out. And also Raj's site. I'll put his stuff up. So, I'm going to put all of these on the website just so you can. This is a episode talking about seizing the opportunity. Showing you that the opportunities are out there. Hey, share it with somebody, my friends. I would be very highly honored. Keep the emails coming in. And a personal thanks for all the encouragement that I get. Really, that's what keeps me surging forward. Hearing other people's success is the exciting thing that keeps me surging forward. So, all right, my friends, be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Yeah, I said that 3 times. It's a dangerous world out there, my friends. Make sure that you're working safe. I just taught an arc flash class, and I had found out that somebody had gotten hurt really bad. So that always hits my heart. I didn't know the individual personally, but I did find out about it. So my heart goes out to him and the family. So safety first. So I mean that with all my heart. On the other hand, take care, my friends. God bless. And until next time, keep surging Surging forward. We're gone. Have a great one. Bye bye.